morning, Kelvin Road School and all of Papakura. My name is Jaden, and before I continue, I would like to give a big ups to Room 18 for winning the Kelvin Road School World Cup Soccer Tournament.
Hi, my name is Wendy, and this morning I have a special guest, Chris Gurney. Thanks for joining us, Chris. Today, a New Zealand author that has written several children's books, one in particular, Cindy and the Lost Jandal. This week, we have some special events for Book Week. On Tuesday, the seniors are going to read a book to the juniors. Each class has been partnered with a specific class. On Wednesday, another New Zealand author named Lindy Davis is coming to our school to talk about her book, The Golden Scarab.
Good morning, Chris. Welcome to Kelvin Road School. Thank you for agreeing to this interview.
You're welcome. I'm very happy to be here.
What inspired you to be an author?
Well, I was a real bookworm when I was a kid. We lived on a farm and didn't have any close neighbours, and at that stage I didn't have any brothers or sisters either. And we had no TV and no computers. So my favourite things were my cats and my books. And all that reading led to me writing little stories and poems for my mum and dad. Then, when I had my own kids, they loved books too, so I was always reading to them and making up stories. Then one day, my son Jason and I were looking at a Kiwi children's book, and he said, "Mum, you could do this." And I thought, yep, you know what, I think I could. So I wrote Cindy and the Lost Jandal and sent it into Scholastic, and after about 3 months of hearing nothing, forgot all about it. Many months went by, and then I got a phone call and someone said, "We'd like to publish your story." Because I'd forgotten all about it, I said, "What story?" It was very exciting. The V8 in the Cindy story was based on the grunty red V8 Holden that my husband Kevin used to have. And I know that he'd like a fairy godmother to visit him now and make another one appear for him in our drive.
At what age did you begin to write?
Well, like I said, I wrote little stories right from when I was young. And I kept doing it, kept practicing, but it's only been the last couple of years that I've been writing as a career.
Where did you get the idea from Cindy and the Lost Jandal?
Well, I was wanting to write a Kiwi story from a traditional story, and I thought Cindy would be a really good one to write about. And it's really fun to think up different ways of telling an old story like Kiwi Corkers do.
What advice would you give to young authors around New Zealand?
Well, the most important thing is to keep reading, to read as many books as you can, to keep writing, do things like keep a diary and enter competitions. Another thing is to keep a notebook and write down ideas for stories as they pop into your head. One thing that I do is I take a notebook with me wherever I go, and if I hear a really cool word or unusual word, I write that down, and then you can pop that into a story as well when you're writing. And then when you've actually written your story, a really important thing is to edit it, and edit it again, and edit it again. So you go over and over your story and rewrite the parts that you could be better at. And keep at it. The more you do it, the better you get. And most of all, have lots of fun doing it.
Okay. Who is your favourite author?
My favourite author has to be Dr. Seuss, because I think his stories are enjoyable no matter how old you are.
Did you like The Cat in the Hat?
I loved The Cat in the Hat.
Will you always write books for children, or will this change in the future?
Yes, I think I will always write books for children. Sometimes, or somehow, my stories always come out in rhyme, and I'm having the most fun that I've had in a long time, so I think I'll just keep doing it.
What types of books do you enjoy reading?
Oh, I like reading lots of different types of books. I like children's books, I like young adult books, I like chick lit, mysteries, classics, all sorts.
What's the next book that we can look forward to?
coming out in November, there are 2 more Kiwi corkers. There's one called The Little Blue Duck, which is the Kiwi version of The Little Red Hen. And then there's Trevor and the Kauri Tree, which is the Kiwi version of Jack and the Beanstalk.
Oh, okay. Do you think your children get a good influence in your career?
My children? Yep, my family's really supportive and I'm very lucky.
Thanks again for this interview. It has been a pleasure. Everything of the best when you're writing.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure being here.